Yeah, I loved Wizards of Waverly Place.
God, my video quality used to be awful, and this was the revised version. You could still go to my Vimeo page and find a version where half the review is still images because I was that cheap. But anyway, July 2013, I released my first Kids Are Smarter Than This on a live action show. And of course it had to be on one of my favorite sitcoms of all time, Wizards of Waverly Place. I originally wanted to do the episode Justin's Little Sister, but really that episode is fine. Art Teacher, on the other hand, still remains one of my least favorite episodes I have reviewed. It was mean, contrived, made no sense, had lame celebrity cameos, and the characters acted dumb in ways that may have made sense in a lesser show, but Wizards is supposed to be better than that. Trying to find a better version of this episode was hard. My first choice would have been Dude Looks Like Shakira, which I covered in my top 10 guilty pleasure episodes. And that's the thing, it's a guilty pleasure. Objectively, it's not good. So I think the best choice would be the season 3 episode, Uncle Ernesto. So let's start. The episode starts very similar. They're in the lair and Alex does something mean and cruel, but this time it's actually funny.
My money's on stuck in a well.
Why would Max be stuck in a well?
Because I put a well in his room.
Guys, I'm so sorry I'm late. I got stuck in a well.
Despite that, his hair is still in perfect condition. It's part of Jake T. Austin's contract that you never touch the hair.
Go up to your brother's room and get rid of that well. But save the water, because we need to make ice cubes.
You're too cheap to have water, Jerry. So it turns out the next day is Teresa's birthday and they have to get a gift.
You know Mom and Magic. Not a fan.
Great. I can give her my I Hate Magic t-shirt.
Wow, Harper is surprisingly racist. Uncle Kelbo apparently keeps sending her magical gifts for her birthday that she never opens, but they don't tell Alex for fear that she will do something bad with them. Yeah, they're probably gag gifts from Zonkos. They're a bit annoying, but perfectly harmless. Now, if they're from Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, then we're fucked. Everyone wants Teresa's brother Ernesto to come over for her birthday dinner, but she'll fear that he'll learn that they're wizards.
10 years, Teresa. I think they're old enough to understand now.
10 years? If my sibling didn't want me near their family for 10 years, I would assume they hate me. But thankfully, I know my siblings hate me, so I don't have to worry about it.
Remember the next time he took you to a Mets game? You guys use magic to make every foul ball come straight to you. After that, I can't risk him finding out about magic.
Why not? It's clear the Wizard Council doesn't give a shit anymore. You could turn them into a 40-year-old woman and they won't do anything. But the kids promise to not use magic for the night, and Teresa agrees to let him come over.
Wands are in the lair. The well is gone. We are in a magic-free zone. Happy birthday, Mom.
Oh, thank you, mija.
Aww. See, that's why I love this show. It's sweet, but sweet in a genuine way.
Hey!
Holy shit, it's Handy Manny.
Oh, you look great.
I know! And you still look like you're 27 years old.
I know.
Well, maybe not that young, but I swear Maria Canales-Barbera will always look about 35. Seriously, she's in her early 50s. I think she doesn't age.
Just came back from my trip down to Mexico, and while I was there, I helped rescue the president of Mexico's cat. They gave me the key to the country.
The Mexican president was then impeached for giving the key to the country to a random citizen.
All right, I was just kidding about the key. But I did save the president of Mexico's cat, and in return, he gave me a job, head of security.
The Mexican president was then shot when his new, inexperienced head of security failed to notice the man on the grassy knoll. He even bought them gifts.
Ball in a cup, it's a ball in a cup.
His gift to Teresa is much more thoughtful. Max comes down and almost reveals that they're wizards because Max is the youngest and therefore the dumbest. But still not as dumb to create a fake disease called mono-orangeosis. They do seem a little too panicky when Max says lair though. Just tell him that's what he nicknames his bedroom.
Ernesto, could you give me a hand?
Yes, I can give you a hand. Yeah, Jerry, go do it. You can move it.
That was a dumb joke and you should be ashamed of yourselves for writing it. Who did write this episode anyway? Ah, the show's creator. Wait, didn't he also do Art Teacher? Huh, talk about redeeming yourself. Max accidentally reveals that the shelf is full of magic gifts, so of course Alex wants to try some of them out. She opens one called a party in a box, and then Justin comes in and after some coaxing, opens up a magic survival kit.
It's a magic Swiss shoulder bag. It has everything in it you need to survive, just like a wizard Swiss Army knife, including a mini magic wand.
Why would Kelbo think she would need that? Does Teresa often go on dangerous jungle adventures? And if she does, I want to see that shit. Max then opens a chicken that can tell the future. When asked a question, the chicken will lay an egg that answers it.
Which one of us will win the wizard competition?
Well, I guess it'll have to say both Alex and Justin because the Whiters wanted a cop-out. Max unleashes the chicken because conflict. It escapes but does leave behind a plate.
Please note, scaring the few chicken will cause delay various breakfasts, delaying the answer egg.
I do not want to know how painful that plate was to squeeze out. They run after the chicken, causing some wacky misunderstandings at dinner. The three kids got to try and catch the chicken, but it doesn't even look like Alex is trying. Thankfully, Max is able to distract it with his distract the chicken dance. They get the chicken, but Alex decides to keep Max out there and wait for the chicken to lay the egg. This is the one part of the episode I do have a bit of a problem with. Alex is kind of dumb when it comes to these kind of things, but all they have to do is put it back in the cage. It won't be going anywhere, she's just doing this so we can have more conflict. But before we get to that, Justin's survival bag starts glowing and a man pops out, claiming he's the Swiss Army elf. I don't know why it did that. They come up with an excuse, but then the chicken escapes.
I don't think this was the kind of birthday party your mom was looking for, Alex.
Relax, at least I didn't open the party in a box.
Why would he do that? There was no reason for him to do that.
Alright, what's going on?
That's your reaction? An entire party just spontaneously appeared in less than a second, and that's all you have to say? Teresa takes Alex onto the terrace, and we get one of the most heartbreaking moments in the series.
I should have known better than to trust you.
That is fucking harsh.
And now I had to lie to my own brother about what's going on in there.
Well, technically you've been lying to him for years. Justin was able to get the party out, but wait, they were part of this spell, so they aren't real. Does that mean just a bunch of unidentified people are walking around New York City now? Ernesto left too, as Max comes out with the egg, but Alex destroys it as an apology to her mother. Again, this show has some great heartfelt moments. Harper made a cake that looks both delicious and disgusting at the same time, but it turns out that you aren't supposed to eat it, but destroy it to let out your frustration.
All right, everybody smush!
This is my family every September 23rd. It's the only thing keeping us together. Ernesto comes back and brings the rest of the family, and all ends happily.
Do you make a wish?
I don't have to. It's already come true.
Aww. The last scene is Ernesto finding the lair, but he thinks it's their fort, and it's a cute little way to end it.
I would love to use magic to make this a real size fort.
Max! I bet you would, Max.
Yeah.
That's how amazing this fort is. When people see it, they wish they had magic.
So yeah, this may not be as perfect an example of a better version of Art Teacher the way the Painted Lady was for The Great Divide. It does, however, utilize its special guest star better, whereas The Rock and Misty May Trainor were just boring, underwhelming cameos. Valderrama does have some good laughs, nice chemistry with the main cast, and it does show some good continuity, as in the episode Justin's Little Sister, they make note that Justin looks a lot like Uncle Ernesto, and David Henry and Valderrama do look like they could be related. It also has some contrived magic shenanigans. However, unlike Art Teacher, they at least don't have horrible implications that make me wonder how the world works. The worst part of this episode are just dumb character moments. However, it makes up for it with some really good comedy. I still believe that Wizards of Waverly Place, once you get about halfway through season 2, is this Disney sitcom for people who don't like Disney sitcoms, because it's actually a very clever show. I didn't even show half of the funniest jokes.
Let me guess, Alex opened them?
Uncle Kelbo's not coming to your birthday dinner. Pretty good, huh? It's just gonna be the 6 of us.
That's great, honey. It'll be just like every other dinner, right? Do I get to cook it too?
What is it? Are you embarrassed of us?
If anyone needs me, I'll be upstairs spearing things.
And it has some nice, heartwarming moments. I wasn't kidding. The entire last 5 minutes are some of the sweetest I've ever seen in any Discom. The acting from Gomez and Barrera are especially good in this episode. Unlike Art Teacher, where the message about being creative felt forced and a bit out of place, the message of family in this one is strong and makes me want to see more of this guy. Unfortunately, he never appeared again. I originally just picked this episode because it was the best choice as a counter to Art Teacher, but rewatching it, I think this may be one of my 10 favorite episodes of the show, and it's a decent episode to watch even if you haven't seen it before. Anyway, next time I believe will be Goosebumps, so see you in October for that one. Hopefully I can get more products done on this channel. And yes, I will be doing Wizards on Deck with Hannah Montana next summer. I mean, I was gonna do it last summer, but I forgot, and this summer I forgot, and like, next year's the 10th anniversary, so it's too perfect. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Because everything is not what it seems.